Just kidding, Dave.
Eh.
Benghazi's gonna have to wait.
Again.
Alright. We went to go see a January Michael Bay movie. We saw Benghazi.
But 13 hours.
The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi.
They were so secretive.
That was a theater full of fucking patriots, my friend.
It was. It was like, I walked in, I was like, oh, fuck, it's a Bush rally. Just lots of, like, fucking potbellies and trucker hats.
That whole theater.
I don't have much room to speak right now, but...
I look like I don't belong here.
I was on a work site today.
That theater believes every Foxtroversy.
Single one.
Tell them the phrase latte salute, they'll punch you in the face. The movie itself, actually, it's really not that political of a movie.
No, like, the only time it really gets political is, like, the opening scroll and the ending scroll, and even then, it's not even, like, overtly political, it's just kind of, like, slightly political.
There's a couple of digs to make the audience cheer, like, when one of them says, like, that's some fucking .gov shit right there, or something like that. I mean, whatever, like, it was just a little, like, to make, like, a few people in the audience go, whatever.
But even that's not, it's just, whatever. Yeah. It was very...
Yeah,
whatever.
It doesn't feel like Daryl Issa wrote the script.
No.
Anything
They didn't
like
mention
that.
Hillary once.
It's an action movie.
It very much was, and... Was it a good action movie? No. Could it have been a good action movie? Honestly, yes.
You cut out about an hour of bullshit.
Yeah, the movie was about 2.5 hours long, and there was a really solid hour 45-minute Siege movie in there.
Absolutely.
And like all on screen, not like you didn't have to add anything.
No.
You didn't have to change the actors, the dialogue, not even the direction that much. You just got to cut out about 45 minutes of Michael Bay deciding he wanted to be a fucking artist.
If you cut out, like... Boy, the action in this movie is really kind of great. Like, it is. Yeah. The action is pretty well edited. It's well shot, and I do love R-rated Michael Bay.
Yeah.
And this movie has a couple of things that... It's like, on the one hand, I appreciate Michael Bay's style here, in that this is R-rated Michael Bay.
Yeah.
Like, people are getting blown in half, shot through the head, arms hanging down, limbs missing... But then it's also got that 13-year-old Michael Bay bullshit in the movie.
It's like, and through most of it, I was like, okay, he's not doing too much bullshit. Like, it was like he was trying to, like, pull plays out of other filmmakers' handbooks. Like, we'll do lots of quick cuts of just random, like, extras and stuff. And it's just like...
Or even, like the shots that you... I'm watching this movie like, wow, if, like, I don't know, like a Paul Greengrass or a Michael Mann was handling this.
Tony Scott. The whole movie. I was thinking Tony Scott.
Absolutely.
Where the fuck is Tony Scott?
Like, if you're going to make it a cheeseball action movie, get a Tony... Whatever. We don't have Tony Scott around anymore, so here's Michael Bay.
Yeah.
So you have, like, when Ambassador Stevens gets out of the car, it's the Michael Bay... looking up from the car, slow motion swoop shot. I'm like, I don't know if we really need that here in this movie.
Like, he's not. It's for a character that, like, yes, he's integral to the plot.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But like, not much of a character in the movie.
Well, I don't need to be reminded of those same type of shots used on Sam Witwicky in the Transformers movies. The same following the bomb dropping down shot from Pearl Harbor is in this movie.
And it didn't need to be, and there's some other shit, like, there's one very, like, Michael Bay action slow-mo running towards the camera shot, and it's just like, that was, like, that actually, like, through most of the movie, I was trying to forgive a lot of it, because I was editing in my brain, and when that came up, I was just like, I'm out. I'm done.
I kind of gave up on shit like that way early on, because, like, okay, I understand in a movie like this, you're going to be playing with some cliches. You're going to be using some cliches. This movie uses all of them to the point of fucking parody.
Yeah.
Like, John Krasinski comes in. He was great in the movie, by the way.
Krasinski, honestly, every actor in this movie was really solid. Like, every actor was really good.
Yeah.
Krasinski fucking nailed it, though.
Krasinski was great in this movie. He's just a naturally likable guy.
Yeah.
When Krasinski is being charming, he's fucking charming. When he's upset about something, you're upset because he's upset.
Yeah.
And when his character comes in at the beginning and says, I want to get home to my family. I've got 2 kids, a wife. That's all I need to know about that.
Yeah.
That is okay, cool. That set that up.
Yeah.
Fine. I got it. I don't need him sitting there by himself with a flashback to him building a treehouse for his kids and then his wife saying, the kids don't need a treehouse. The kids need their father.
Yeah. Oh, shit like that. Yeah. No, and that's where 45 minutes of editing. Of just really tightening up the movie, getting rid of some of the cliches and the dumb shit, and then you actually have a really good movie.
Oh, it even goes beyond that. When the day of the attack, he finds out his wife is pregnant. I don't know. Maybe that happened in real life. But when you're watching it in this movie, it doesn't feel like something that happened in real life. Oh. It feels like shit they added to this fucking movie.
Oh, and some of the stupid dialogue in it, which contradicts the movie. Like Krasinski on the roof, I haven't thought about my family the whole day long. And it's like, motherfucker, like 3 minutes ago you were panicking to get them a message. What do you mean you haven't thought about them? You fucking liar.
This movie has a real problem with tone.
Yeah.
A huge problem with tone, because before the attack happens, it really kind of is Benghazi.
Yeah.
Like hardcore. It's almost like it's like this frat house that just happens to be in Libya. like they're watching rabbits fucking on their computer. They're dancing to like, I'm sexy and I know it. A couple of guys are having a mustache competition. You might as well see a guy doing like fucking beer bongs and shit in the background. So,
well, I mean, and I do understand that, like, active duty service.
No, I get that. I understand that.
Like, there's a lot of fucking downtime, and they got to fill it with shit. And I understand the wanting to humanize these characters.
Yeah.
So you don't have, like, you know, which is an infinitely better movie, but you don't have Black Hawk Down syndrome where you're just like, oh, character.
No, yeah, I know. I don't have a problem with that setup. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, it has some silly Michael Bay humor in it. Whatever. I don't have a problem with that setup. When that tone continues after the attack, when you have this ambassador who's got flames all around him, soon you know he's going to die of smoke inhalation. When you have that, and then followed up by a scene of them walking by a TV and one of the guys complaining that the Broncos game isn't on, or people fearing for their lives held up in this embassy, and then one guy saying to another, did you forget your tampons? Or it's like video game dialogue. That's fine if I was playing this as a video game. Yeah, I would kind of expect a guy to come up and go like, you think I'd miss this party? I don't need that in this movie. No. I really don't.
No, a lot of it was unnecessary, and it's just 45 minutes of editing.
Yeah.
45 minutes. Like, honestly, you could take the DVD, just trim out all the fat, and you'd have a really solid movie in there.
You'd have a really
solid movie. Like
Salt on Benghazi 13, that's exactly what you'd have.
No, and that's what it should have been. Like, I get that, these characters are based off real people, and you want to humanize them and flesh them out.
That's what the first 20 minutes, half hours for.
Right, and then you have Assault on Precinct 13.
Yeah.
Because that's what fucking happened in real life.
Yeah, you don't have, like, little bits of just awkward humor in there. Like, whoa, I don't want to die from friendly fire, when he gives the guy a handgun, the translator a handgun, and sends him out. Then one guy looks at the other guy and goes, boy, he's not making it back. Cut that shit out, movie. Come on. It's not, it'd be, even if some of these jokes were funny, it would still feel weird when there's really serious real life shit that is happening in this film. I don't know. I mean, it was a lot of that was making the audience laugh, but even that was honestly making me feel more awkward.
Yeah, the audience was laughing at shit that I was just like, you know, this happened in like 30 seconds. It's going to get really ugly. And then they'd be laughing at like something like, ah, I'm like, no, that's not funny.
Yeah, like beforehand.
Like, you've never seen a movie before. That's foreshadowing.
Yeah, even the foreshadowing, I think, was meant to be jokey. Like when Roy from The Office is sitting there and he says something like, right before the attack, where he goes like, oh, this is just gonna be another boring day. Like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
First of all, it was really funny that Roy was in this movie.
I love
Look at Halpert and Roy get to join the CIA.
I fucking love that dude. He's actually a really good character actor.
He
that
is.
Just like when he shows up at something, I always go. It's just I never think of the dude, but every time I see him in something, it's just like, oh yeah, he's
in
good.
This movie, like when he is good in this movie,
He's the Buddha soldier in this movie.
When Krasinski first walks in and like Roy, because Roy's one of the six, he looks over at Krasinski and gives him like kind of a dirty look, and it's impossible not to think of The Office in that.
Exactly. The Office with beards.
Yeah. It's like No Shave November in The Office, and they join the CIA for some reason. Like, I'm expecting to see like written by Michael Scarn on the ending credits. But then the biggest problem I had with at the end, when there's that slow motion shot of dude when the bomb drops, it gets so fucking cartoonishly manipulative in that shot when it's showing the picture of him and his kid on fire, floating down. Like, how are we still doing this? Like, slow the fuck down, Green Berets with John Wayne. Like, easy.
Yeah, and then 5 minutes later in the movie, Krasinski pulls that same picture off a wall. It's like, how many copies of that picture did that motherfucker have?
The goddamn Krasinski is so good in this movie. When he just grabs that dude and screams, ah, in his fucking face. And when he goes up to the fucking chief dude, who's in this movie to be just the weeniest fucking guy you could throw in there, who's constantly telling him to do the wrong thing, so that and you know, okay, maybe something like that did happen in real life.
But that motherfucker was, even though he's there to be unlikable the whole time, I'm just like, the dude's doing his job the way he's supposed to. You can't be mad at him for doing his job by the book.
It's so it can say a line like, you're not in charge now, I'm in charge now. This is now my playground.
Which they did.
Oh, they say that. They say every fucking military stock video game line you can think of is said in this movie.
Yeah.
Even like, just another old day here in Benghazi, like as the attack is going on. And I totally agree with you. I even before you said it and coming out of the movie, when it was getting towards the end, I was like, this does not need to be 2 hours and 20 minutes long. You chop 50 minutes out of this movie, it's pretty fucking solid, honestly. I mean, it wouldn't be a great movie, but...
No, but it would be... Like, I would have left the theater and been like, that's definitely worth going to see.
Yeah.
Like, if you like that kind of, like, siege action movie thing, it would have been worth going to see. But it's just full of, like... But even then, there'd still be problems with it, like the faceless bad guys.
I mean, I get that.
And I mean, you don't put like a fucking maniacal villain in a movie like this, but at the same time, it's just like, there's like 3 dudes they keep going back to that are, I guess, supposed to be the ringleaders. Yeah. It's implied, but it's just like, quit showing me that dude. He's not doing anything.
That didn't bother me that much. I mean, but I mean, it didn't necessarily need to be in the movie, but... Right. I mean, I get, like, that we don't know much about these attackers because it's from their point of view. It's like, you know, we don't know much about the Cholo and Assault on Precinct 13. Other than they want to fucking get inside there and kill this motherfucker. I mean, as it is, like, it's not a boring movie. I mean, it's...
No, I mean, it's got some weird pacing things.
Yeah.
But I kind of... In the fact that it's a true story, I understand the weird pauses in the action because that's what happened. Like, I get that. There's like an hour and a half of downtime, so we take a break there in the middle of the action. But at the same time, you're making a movie. So you gotta either keep it going, or you gotta make those break moments. You got to keep at least the intensity up, you know?
It was kind of redundant. One guy's talking about his family, other guy starts talking about his, this guy talks about his, the girl shows up to be a klutz. That could have been just cut completely out of the movie.
Yeah.
There's a girl in the movie who just kind of shows up to do something klutzy every now and then. But, I mean, as it is, I could at least say that it's a solid rental. Because when the movie works, it does work. I mean, when you say, like, you could cut this down and it'd be a solid hour and 40-minute movie, that at least means some of it does work. The action in the movie is quite good.
The action in the movie's good. The performances are solid. The dialogue's, I mean, as a whole, not good. But if you cut out a lot of the unnecessary shit, it's not bad. Like, it's clear and concise enough that you understand everything that's happening even without it being too... At times, it's very overt and very, like, this is what's happening right now. And it's like, all right, I kind of get that. But then there's other things that they're downplayed, and it's just kind of like, audience can figure this out.
Yeah.
Like, there is buried deep inside Michael Bay's stupid schlocky bullshit and his wanting to be an artist framing and shit that he was trying out this time. Like, there's a solid hour and a half, hour 45-minute movie in there. Like, I would be really I know I've said this a few times in videos, like, can't wait for the fan cut. Like, I don't ever expect there to be a fan cut of this.
Yeah.
But I would be really interested to see what, like, a film editing student does with this.
You could make
if you were just given this movie and been, like, told, like, clean it up.
Yeah.
Because it really looks like it was, like, a first cut of the movie. But with some good, like, smart editing, I would be suggesting the movie right now. Right now, don't go spend $14 to fucking see this in the theater.
No, I wouldn't recommend it.
It'll be on, like, fucking TNT and on Sunday in, like, 3 months.
I mean, I would recommend it as a rental, but, like, it's... If you were to clean it up and take out the really awkward bits of humor that they put out throughout this siege, because that was driving me nuts, because there were moments that were really intense, like, there really were, when they're running through the house and they figure out that, like, they're about to set it ablaze to try to have the fire push them out, and there is really intense shit in there, but it's ruined when a character comes on to talk about, like, the soccer game that's on TV, or the Broncos, or this joke about tampons, and, like, that just would kind of kill the vibe I had going on.
That's the thing is, once again with the editing, you could leave a few of those in there, and it would be okay. Like, the tampon joke, actually, I thought was one of the better jokes in the movie. Because in context of what they were doing, I could see two guys giving each other shit about something.
That would have been fine if it was the only thing like that in this movie.
But that's the thing. There's 18 of those things.
Yeah.
And most of them are completely unnecessary. Like, one or two, and then it has some impact and gives you a moment of levity that you might need. But 18 of them, it's just like, dude, there's as many comedy beats as action beats in this. Like, it's unnecessary.
And it's like, I get it. You guys are really, really bro-y. I got it when you went like this in one scene.
Yeah.
I get it. Fuck. I mean, yeah, my final thought is, go ahead and rent it. Like, I mean,
Or if you like this kind of movie and you think you can sit through what we're criticizing, go see it. But it is just like to go see a movie this week.
There's way better shit you can go see.
I mean, the Oscar nominations came out today. Go fucking catch up on Room or something that no one watched that apparently is supposed to be fantastic.
I don't even think it's come to Springfield.
No, it didn't.
It's a Parkway.
No, we're gonna have to go fucking rent it before the Oscars so we can fucking see it.
Yeah, go see Spotlight, The Revenant. There's good shit that's playing that you could go see.
Hateful Eight's still fucking around, you know? Like, there's go rent some of the better movies from last year that you might have missed. Like, fucking, if you didn't see Ex Machina, go watch fucking Ex Machina. Or
Mad Max Fury Road.
If you've seen it 8 times, watch it a 9th. It's fucking January. What can I say? There ain't shit out right now.
Oh, for a Michael Bay movie that comes out in January, this could have been a whole fuck of a lot worse.
Yeah. It could have been like a Michael Bay produced remake of something we loved as children. Because that's what happens in January. Michael Bay produces a movie of like, oh, we're gonna do Chainsaw Massacre again. It's like, oh, who's doing Chainsaw?
Oh, don't fuck up The Hitcher. The Hitcher 2 already did that.
Yeah. Just fucking leave it alone, dude.
I mean, I guess if your only choices this weekend are this and Ride Along 2, I take it we had the better the better alternative.
Yeah, well, ours had a movie hidden inside of it that was decent. But yeah, I'm yeah.
Michael Bay'd out.
Dude, you know what? Michael Bay gets a lot of shit. And the truth of the matter is that somewhere deep inside him, when he's like 80 years old and finally like stops drinking Red Bull and fucking whatever the fuck he's doing that makes him so fucking hyper and wrong, like, there's a good filmmaker in there.
No, I agree, and I've seen
Pain and Gain was really good.
Pain and Gain was one of my favorite movies of that year.
We talked about this in the Bad Boys movies for the era. I mean, you look back on them now, they're very dated.
Yeah, but when Michael Bay is...
The Island was fun.
The Rock. There's Michael Bay shit that I really love, honestly. But I mean, he's great for the right movie. He's great when you put that mindset into some really hard R-rated action schlock like Bad Boys and The Rock, and
he's also great when someone's got him under fucking control. Like, and I think that's the problem with Michael Bay, is that you got a few hit movies and people are like, let him do what he wants to for a while, and it's like, no. Don't.
I think he's at his best when he can at least cut loose a little bit, because the more restrained he is, like in terms of the Transformers movies, those are my least favorite movies.
I mean, cut, like, restrained in the sense of like, you don't need to spend $1 million on this 30 seconds of film, and like that kind of restraint, not the let him fucking like get weird with it.
His best movie was Pain and Gain, which was an ultra low budget movie for him.
No, exactly. And I think those constraints make him a better filmmaker.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I didn't need to see his take on this. I did. I mean, it could have been worse, but it is what it is.
But I can name 8 other directors that I would have rather seen make this movie.
Lord, yeah. I named a couple at the beginning. And
Greengrass.
Michael Mann.
Michael Mann. Mm-hmm. Although, you know what? As much as I love Michael Mann, his overall filmography, the last couple haven't been that hot.
We didn't care that much for Black Hat. What was before Black Hat?
Oh, fuck. What was it?
If it was Miami Vice, I liked that.
Nah, there was something in between.
Public Enemies?
Yeah.
I honestly don't know if I saw that. That's kind of what I heard about it. I didn't see it, though.
No, and that's the thing. Those movies, they're not bad movies. It's just like, you can do better, buddy. It's like when you see a bad Ridley Scott movie. Your brain just... come on, man.
It's like, I see what you're trying to do.
You see a subpar Michael Mann movie, and you're like, dude, you fucking made Last of the Mohicans. Stop this.
Yeah.
You know? You've worked with Daniel Day-Lewis. Stop it.
Cut that shit out.
And you see a bad Ridley Scott movie, and you're like, well, at least that was fucking insane.
Oh, at least God was an 8-year-old kid who was throwing a temper tantrum. Yeah. I didn't expect to see that. Well, I'll be back tomorrow with Norm of the North. That didn't get pre-screened tonight. Norm of the North didn't. So Allison and I are going to see that tomorrow.
I'll be back in 2 weeks with whatever the fuck he sends me to.
Yeah. See ya.